Hey everyone, Rob here, and we have another update on the earthquake situation and possible explosive eruption in the Grindavik area in Iceland. Now, reports coming out this morning, you can see here, direct news, the magma is still moving higher. And although it says May, all likelihood it is continuing to rise up into the Grindavik sort of channels that they have. The other thing is, when I was driving around the other day, I don't know if people saw the live stream, but you can look back. I was driving to the area, talked to some of the search and rescue people. The signs going to the Grindavik and Blue Lagoon, they were all there. And now the names of Grindavik, Blue Lagoon, you can see here, they have been crossed out. And this is unprecedented. It is just crazy that they're basically already taking these landmarks, these cities, off of the map. And crossing it out. So very strange to do this. It's definitely a clear signal to tourists or other people driving who are somehow unaware of the events that have been going on. There are big road closures, so you can't go there anyway. But they have crossed out the signs for the Blue Lagoon and for the town. Now, earthquakes are still going on. You can see here, this was reported yesterday, 1,600 earthquakes yesterday. Today, as of this morning, it's less. It's only a couple hundred, but earthquake activity is still going on in the Grindavik area. Now, people yesterday were allowed back into Grindavik like they have been the past couple of days for a short period of time. It's one or two persons per house, and they were given just a few minutes in each of their homes to get some of the emergency necessities and things like that. But yesterday, they had to evacuate the area suddenly. And apparently it took 90 seconds. But unfortunately, there were people trying to collect sheep that were still in the area, and they were unable to do so because of the emergency evacuation. And you can see here, they were able to evacuate the town in 95 seconds, which is really great. But again, unfortunate that there are still animals and livestock in the area, in this sort of danger zone that need rescuing. And hopefully they're all turning out okay. And hopefully today, people can go back in and finish getting the animals. Now, from what I'm hearing, there's not too many actual pets left with regards to cats and things like that. But of course, there are still a couple that are unaccounted for. And as we can see here, sheep and livestock are still there. Now, again, the town was evacuated in 95 seconds, and this was just the civil protection. People were in the town, they were getting their things, and then the notice was sent out, okay, we have to evacuate immediately, and they were able to do that very quickly. So that's a really good sign that they're able to do this and evacuate the town in a fast manner because, well, they wouldn't get a huge amount of time to leave the city if there was an eruption that was going to happen. Earlier reports were saying that they would get a few minutes, maybe, of the potential eruption before it actually came up. That's the notice that they're talking about. And leaving a town in 95 seconds is really great work. So it's good on the planning team and search and rescue, the police, on being able to organize that in a very quick amount of time. Talked about this before. They're building this defense structure around the power plant and around the Blue Lagoon. This was approved in the parliament, and we can see a picture here from MBET that they have started work on building these defenses. We can see that it's not going to be cheap, and the government has imposed a 3-year tax to all citizens to help pay for this or to pay for it. It's very difficult to know right at this point how much it's going to cost, and construction projects in Iceland seem to go over budget more often than not. But they have started the work to do this to save the power plant, and the idea is save the power plant, and that will, rather than 3,000 people displaced or losing power, such as the people in Grindavik, if the power plant was to go out, apparently it would be around 30,000. Now, one thing I do not really agree with is including the Blue Lagoon in this structure. We can see here that it goes and protects the Blue Lagoon. Both of these are private companies, so let's start there. The power plant, there's a good argument for saving that, fine. The Blue Lagoon is a definite for-profit tourist attraction. And if we are going to use taxpayer money to save it, I would argue that the taxpayers should get access to the Blue Lagoon rather than having to pay a huge amount to access it. just my personal thought. You can see here, it would be a much smaller structure if they were looking to not save the Blue Lagoon. But put in the comments, what do you think? Do you think that taxpayers should be saving tourist attractions and saving private companies, or is this something that maybe they're stepping a little bit outside of the comfort zone for a lot of people? One last thing, crazy news came out just yesterday. RÚV, which is Iceland's biggest and main news agency, we could see here in a photo, some reporter from RÚV was trying to enter homes in Grindavik without permission. And apparently, you can see here on a door camera, he was trying to open the door. I mean, no one's home. Trying to open the door without being allowed to. And then apparently the video showed him trying to find the key to get into the house. Now, the RÚV has reported the photographer obviously regretting his behavior now that he's caught. So, yeah, unbelievable. Look, if you're in the area, please don't be going onto other people's property and into people's houses without their permission. Even though there is damage to these buildings, it's still their house. They don't want people going in and taking pictures of inside of their house without permission. Last thing, of course, always taking a look at the earthquakes in the last 48 hours, we can see not too many of these green stars. They're spread out quite a bit along this line. And, one near Grindavik, one near Klevervat, and then one off the coast. And overall, quiet night in terms of the magnitude of earthquakes, but there are still quite a lot of tremors going on. So it's always something to keep in mind. These earthquakes could happen at any time. So that's all the news for today. Hope it was informative. And again, if you have any comments, put them in. The people of Grindavik still need help, so you can donate to Search and Rescue, the Red Cross if you're in the area. And let's hope a good resolution where these people's town does not get completely destroyed. So until next time, thanks so much.